Thank you. Thanks. I'm just going to give a very brief introduction of FileCoin first for those who don't know FileCoin. Generally, we are storage. We do storage, and so we try to get as much data sets as possible onto our network. We have presence in Korea as well. We have some storage providers here, and we were trying to compete with the AWS of the world, the GCP of the world. So one of our verticals is actually the science space. Let me go back there. So the reason why we started storing, or at least institutes started coming to us, was because that this question here, can we actually trust modern scientific research? I know most of the journals published out there are factual, they can be replicable, but there are a small percentage of journals that is not able to be replicated. So the 2023 report suggests that 28% of biomedical papers they are made out of nature rights. So they just added like an additional novelty to it, but in actuality, it's not really that well done. Another example is also like 2012. Amgen also, they did not manage to produce 90% of their cancer research paper as well. They were trying to come out with a medical drug. So this has been an issue for many years for the scientific research team. There's also a lack of incentive for scientists to replicate this because it takes a lot of time to replicate this. Even for like data capturing, data engineering, training a model, or doing some regression to come out with a graph. And so the researchers are saying that they spend 80% of the time ranking data and only 20% coming out with actionable insights. So most of the things here are on data engineering and not doing the actual things to drive innovation itself. And why FileCoin is relevant is because like science produces enormous amount of data. So we so just the telescope alone is producing 100 TB of data, and there's going to be 40 billion gigs of genomic data that's coming out as well. So we are storing some of these data already. And we are designed to preserve humanity's most important information, so genomic data, historical texts, institute research. We want to ensure that these are stored within FileCoin, and we do have quite a notable presence here. We have 3,000 storage providers in 40 countries, and nearly 1.9 exabytes in total active use. So this year alone, Q1, we already have 1.9 exabytes of use. We also work with DeSci Labs as well. You can scan here for the 2023 case study. We have been in the community for a while already. So what's happening is that the paper is submitted on the DeSci node. They produce a DPID, and this ID is then archived for the FileCoin for a backup. These are all of the institutes that are on FileCoin right now. They are not exclusive, so there are more institutes that's not reflected here. We have NASA data, we have National Library of Medicine, the Cardiac Research Institutes, so you can imagine like biomedical research, NASA telescope data, all of them are on FileCoin right now. So this is one of our genome research that we're hosting. There's going to be a bunch of use cases, but because of time, I just skimmed through it. 125 tips of cardiac research. Atlas for the sun data. So this is for things of black hole research. Geospatial data as well. So we capture all of these. Non-profit try to find aliens. So the decentralized web can actually restore this trusted science through storing on IPFS or storing on FileCoin itself. Once it's stored there, you can prove that nothing has been changed since the insert of the data, or since like when you put the data into one. And feel free to contact me for collaboration. So if you're an institute or if you're a lead science project and you want to store more data on the FileCoin, drop me an email. I'll get back to you and hope to collaborate with you guys. Thank you so much for